Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop New York, Season 10, Episode 2. You guys, it's so hard trying to keep my thoughts together because shit that I thought happened in the second episode happened in the first episode, and shit I thought happened in the first episode happened in the second episode, so it's been hard to keep this information correct. So if I get a little mixed up, y'all just cut me a little slack because, like I said, the brain is jelly. It ain't quite jelly yet, but it's soft. It's moist. Let's get to it, shall we? So the show ended last few minutes ago. We're starting right now, which was with Chrissy and Kimbella walking into the room. And Yandy was just like, ain't this about a bitch? So she beat your ass before, but now you guys are ace boom coons. Oh, okay. And you know, you could tell that Kimbella felt like she was doing something when she walked in. She had that look on her face. And actually everybody that was in there had that look on their face too, like, Chrissy, Kimbella, Yandy, what's happening? What is fixing to happen here? I mean, who's friends and who's enemies? Remy was just like, look, I just got off of parole. I don't need no police and everything. So she kind of just walks away. I hope you guys, I'm gonna leave you guys to talk and let you guys handle this. Now, as much as I really do like Chrissy, as much as I don't necessarily like Kimbella or Yandy, you know, this was not the time and the place to be having a conversation. The same way that Chrissy gave Kimbella the respect of sitting down one-on-one in a little coffee shop or whatever they decided to do to sit down and talk. Why? And you had way more drama with Yandy. The drama that you had with Kimbella, it wasn't even yours. You know, you just was mad the way that she treated your friend. But you at least, if you really are truthful about, you know, wanting to really fix this, you needed to have sat down with Yandy one-on-one, quiet, you know, not a whole bunch of shit around you guys, so you guys could really had a conversation. But trying to approach her at this party, everybody watching, you know, it wasn't right. You know, Chrissy tells her how she felt, and we agree with that. She crossed the lines, you know, she blurred the lines, she was doing too much, you know, even as the manager, even after Chrissy had made it known how she felt, you know, Yandy didn't try to back off. Yandy was just like, I was just trying to help you guys, you know, and even when I told him not to spend the money on you, you know, I was trying to keep your lights on and, you know, all of this. And Chrissy was like, well, see, the problem is that you got mad when he made a decision, you know, me over you, which you should have known we were in a relationship. But Yandy, yeah, it was problematic, the relationship that I don't know if I felt like Yandy needed, you know, wanted to be with Jim like that, but she was like in this weird, like, I'm in charge place and I'm real close with his mama and I'm this and I'm that, and she still was over, you know, it was just like, bitch, now what exactly? The only thing that you're not doing is fucking them, okay? If that's really the truth, all right. Otherwise, you didn't moved on past, you know, manager, and now all of a sudden you acting like you his woman. Remember all the shit she was trying to help Chrissy to, you know, to be a better daughter-in-law, whatever. Yeah, just no. So yeah, but you know, Chrissy trying to talk to Yandy. And saying that, you know, she just wishes that Yandy would go back to being the person that she was, and Yandy says, I'm not that person anymore. And Chrissy was just like, we're not really getting nowhere. Yeah, you guys not getting nowhere because everybody's emotions is on 1,000, and we need to bring that shit down to a cool 14, okay, so that we can all have a conversation. But it's not gonna happen here. Chrissy is looking like, bitch, I will fuck you up again. I said, Chrissy, now we not the second episode, okay, not the first night, baby. Let's spread this out. Y'all still got about 18 more episodes to go, I'm pretty sure. So let's just chill for now. Yandy definitely has that aura about herself where I'm above this, but then, you know, behind, you know, she sneakily is not. Okay, but always trying to make it seem like it's not her and all of this. So I get why Chrissy is the way that she is, but no, you know, as far as Kimbella though, yeah, Kimbella ain't right. We see Chrissy and Kimbella, they meet again. She tells Kimbella that she's invited Jonathan because Jonathan is her friend, and she knows that Kimbella and Jonathan fell out. I couldn't even remember why they would have fallen out last season. So much stuff happened last season, but whatever. You know, Jonathan comes and he's also kind of happy-go-lucky. He is messy, but you know, Jonathan is trying to change. I can tell that he's trying not to be exactly how he was in the past. So he shows up there, you know, everybody happy to see him, whatever. Okay. He was like, should I give you a hug, Kimbella? And she was like, yeah, fine. Come on and give me a hug. So, yeah, so it looks like maybe him and Kimbella might be friends again. Kimbella is mad that Jonathan just could not stay neutral. But Kimbella has to understand that when you're friends with somebody, just because I'm friends with both you guys, I'm not going to let you talk bad about my friend. Okay? I won't let my friend talk bad about you when I'm around. Like, that's my way of staying neutral. Just be like, don't even say that shit to me. Don't even talk about that person around me because you know I'm friends with them. But Kimbella's version of being neutral is being on her side, I guess. You know, or no, I guess maybe she was saying that he chose Yandy's side, but I really don't think that he was choosing her side. He was just saying, don't say these things about her because that's our friend. You guys just mad at each other right now. And they keep on going on and on about this sister shit. Okay. But like I said, I still don't understand why they're trying to force that friendship. It is so over. Am I the only one that sees that? So, you know, Chrissy gets in the conversation. She's talking about, you know, of course, Yandy overstepping and the reason why her and Yandy have legitimate beef. All the rest of this shit is not, you know, has nothing to do with Chrissy and Yandy anyway. Now, when she was talking and Jonathan was kind of trying to take up Yandy because as her little brother, I said, Jonathan, don't get caught up in that mess. Let Yandy and Chrissy figure their thing out. Okay, because that shit happened way before you. Has nothing to do with you. Stay out of it. But he keep on telling her that they need another conversation. Chrissy says, look, I'm not right now. She's not really trying to go down that road. You know what? She's trying to be positive. She's got these other business ventures. You know, she's part of this Lady Millionaires Club. And they were like, well, what is that? And she says that she, how ironic is this? She flips homes. You know, she and a group of women, they invest their money together, they buy a home, they flip it, and then they make the money off of that and invest it in the next home and so on and so forth. You guys know the big money is in real estate, right? So she does that. And, you know, Kimbella's like, oh, I'm interested, you know? So let her know about that. But as far as Yandy is concerned, Chrissy is just like, right now, later for that bitch, okay? She can't even worry herself about it. Now we see Yandy. She meets with Sin, and you know, it's funny because I feel like now they kind of have Sin there in the capacity of just kind of laughing and kind of being slightly, you know, not vicious messy, but messy either way it goes. All right, she's there. So she wasn't like that last season, but now that her and Joe are not together, I guess she got a little bit more room for the mess. Sin sits down with Yandy, and Yandy says that she just needs a little fun in her life because of the shit that's going on with Chrissy and Jonathan and all of that. I'm thinking to myself, like, why is this fun to you? Because Sin starts up immediately on Joe and how unhappy she is, and you know how he cheated and how he did this and she was miserable and da da blah blah blah. But Sin still feels like he needs to admit to what he's done, you know, and she's not going to forgive him until he does that. And Yandy said, girl, you guys are in a whole nother chapter of your lives. You can't even expect that answer now. Then the messy part starts when Rich walks up. They start talking about what happened at the party, you know, Erika being there with Safari, you know. It sounded quite a bit haterish to me, but you know, whatever. Yandy tells him how weird it was seeing Chrissy, and that, you know, Chrissy even told her that she had a problem with Yandy growing, you know, excuse me for growth. Not quite exactly what she was saying, but whatever. Yandy feels like Chrissy tries to box her into being that old Yandy, and Yandy has evolved and changed. And Sam says, yeah, it's been 10 years. I mean, I would imagine most people have changed. Well, Rich says, well, it was weird for you. It was weird for me seeing Erika. The Safari was cool, but Erika wouldn't even shake his hand. You know, they all laugh about how Erika just sort of was just like, and spent the whole time just kind of sneering and, you know, with this look on her face. because I guess Rich was around, or maybe she was feeling a certain kind of way about many of the people that was there that was, you know, had some shit to say about her last season. They all just feel like Safari just wants to be in love. He's found Erika. She's a beautiful girl. She is a beautiful girl, but she's crazy. But anyway, they're saying that, you know, he just wants to be in this relationship and have his family and the kids and all that. That's just what he wants. No one is quite sure what exactly Erika is doing. And then, of course, there's rumors floating around that Safari is messing around with some girl in Miami, okay? Gabrielle, who is Gabby, who was that Prince's ex-girlfriend on Love and Hip Hop Miami? Okay, so those rumors are floating around as well. But, you know, they kind of like all sniggling and giggling about what was going on there. I mean, I guess as Erika's exes, Rich and Sin both being there, I mean, I guess they could have a little giggle about the downfall of Safari that I guess maybe they might see coming that Safari doesn't. Now later on, Kimbella meets with Jonathan and Sin and Yandy. And this is a weird little mixture because, like I said, Kimbella obviously doesn't see it for Yandy. Kind of still feels a certain kind of way for Jonathan. You know, Sin is there as just somebody to laugh and be a part of the scene, but you know, Kimbella she's in this weird place. So let's get the mess going. I think Sin says that she found out that on the blogs, they're saying that Chrissy and Jim are in some sort of foreclosure, and Yandy was like, oh, well, let me look it up. So she pulls out her phone and she pulls up an article that's talking about them basically going into foreclosure, losing their house. It was sold for $100 or something like that on the auction steps, and evidently the mortgage hadn't been paid since 2010. Now we are in 2019. How the fuck did you stay in a house for 9 years and not pay rent? I mean, or mortgage. I'm just thinking to myself, and how do we do this? So now it's finally settled. They're about to lose their place. You know, Kimbella is just like, Yandy, you know, this is messy. Yandy was just like, you mad at me for reading the article? Like, well, take that up with the author. Shit, I can't help it if I was trying to help them. They fired me and then they ain't paid their mortgage ever since they fired me 9 years ago, 8 years ago. So Yandy is kind of feeling, you know, giving herself a pat on the back. And Kimbella is mad about it. I said, girl, you are really caping for Chrissy? Then mad that Jonathan, I will say Jonathan is straddling. Okay? I'm going to need Jonathan to get the fuck out of it. You are going to get yourself so caught up in between this, trying to take up for everybody. Okay? Now, you just sat with Chrissy, like Kimbella was telling Jonathan. Chrissy's supposed to be your friend, but now you sitting up here, you know, listening to Yandy and not saying that she shouldn't be saying anything about your friend. Okay, so you are kind of contradicting yourself, Jonathan. I agree with Kimbella. But Jonathan, you know, well, nobody is partying. Nobody's busting a piñata about it. But the same energy that you had when you told Kimbella that, you know, you was not going to let nobody talk about her or Yandy, you should not let, if you such good friends with Chrissy, you shouldn't let them talk about Chrissy either. So that's what Kimbella was trying to tell Jonathan. So Jonathan definitely is straddling, and that's going to get him caught up eventually. But as far as Kimbella taking up for Chrissy, it's so complicated. This little circle of friends is so complicated. So hopefully this is going to make for a good season. Kimbella and Yandy get into it so tough. You know, we find out that no, Kimbella said they're not really friends, even if they did get the kids together, you know, because Yandy's still on that bullshit and she's still fake and phony and, you know, all of that. Sin is just sitting over there like, oh my goodness, I didn't know all this was going to happen. But, all of a sudden, Jonathan starts talking about Kimbella. See, and this is the other thing. Like, you're not really friends with Kimbella. You know, we still love you in spite of your wigs, in spite of your spandex. Okay, side note, everybody on the show could just stand to take the next size up. Okay, bitch, you just real tight in all of your shit, everything, big titties, and yeah, just next size. Now, we found out about the foreclosure. It's about the same time that Chrissy found out about the foreclosure, evidently. Okay, she's working out. She's trying to get off some of this aggression. Okay, she's upset. Because Jimmy, while she was down in Miami, okay, enjoying the flamingos, Jimmy been up here in New York, ain't been paying the fucking mortgage. All right, she had no idea. She's not on the mortgage. She is only on the deed. We'll find that out later, but I'm just letting y'all know now. So yeah, she's frustrated. Now she's embarrassed. She's losing her home that they've been in for 13 years. She's got this Lady Millionaires Club, and this is all about flipping homes, but you can't seem to manage your fucking money in your own house, and you want us to be investing our money to help you, flip. No. So you can see where the conundrum is. So she's so pissed. She FaceTimes Jimmy, and kind of nobody is really as mad as they need to be. So obviously they've already dealt with the fact that the house is about to go. They don't really seem to care, but we gonna put on this show for Mona, child. So yeah, you ain't told me about this damn house, and why you didn't say nothing. He was like, well, you been gone, so what, I was handling it, and he had an accountant. It's the same story. The accountant ran off with the money and blah 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 blah, and it wasn't being paid, and it got so far away from him, there's no way that he can make it up. So he just been staying there, and obviously the New York finally was like, you got to get out, or it was New Jersey, I believe it is. But she was like, this is gonna look bad, because I'm trying to do this business, and how does it look, that I'm flipping homes and she can't manage her own money in her own home. She's so mad at Jimmy. Next time you do something like this, you're gonna kill him. And he's just like, I'm sorry, my bad, I messed up. But again, nobody really cares, so I guess moving it on along. But for the show's sake, and for your business sake, she meets up with her partner, Greg, the one that she's gone into this business with. And Greg is upset, like, what the fuck is going on? You guys are in foreclosure. Like, how are we supposed to be having this business? Like, your problems can really cause problems for this business. You want people to trust you with their money, and you can't even manage your house. You're gonna have to say something. She tells him, like she told us, she didn't know, she was not on the mortgage, she was just on the deed. So, she's not in foreclosure, technically. She's just losing her home because of Jim's negligence. Well, you have to say something. You're gonna have to, this event that's coming up, I think he said in Philly, you're gonna have to sit down, you're gonna have to talk with the people, and you're gonna have to really tell them what's going on, because otherwise, we gonna lose a whole bunch of money, and then you gonna owe me a whole bunch of money. Greg was not playing. I said, I know that's right, Greg. Okay, you can do all these shits and giggles for this TV show if you want to. Okay, in the meantime, all my thousands of dollars that I got mixed up in shit with you, yeah, we're gonna have to fix this with the quickness. Now, Safari and Erika, they're getting married in 3 weeks, right? And they go and look at the castle, and it's beautiful. It's all that they ever dreamed for. Safari's pop locking in there or whatever. This is where the wedding is going to be in 3 weeks. So now we see her meeting with Tahiri, and she says that her and Tahiri have been friends for a long, long, long time. Okay, I don't know how true or false that is. I don't really remember her and Tahiri having much to do with each other back in the day, but they say that they've been friends for a long time, always been supportive. So they meet in the park one night, and she tells Tahiri that she's pregnant, shows her stomach. Tahiri's like, oh my god, she can't believe it. Yeah, girl, I'm pregnant. And Tahiri is like, okay, girl, well, you guys about to get married? Yeah, we about to get married in 3 weeks. And Tahiri is like, girl, I hope you got that prenup. I hope you got that prenup, ready. And she says that she feels bad. She feels like if she brought that up, he would be offended. Again, as a celebrity, even if it's a reality show celebrity, ain't no way I would get married without a prenup. That's just it. But yeah, she's happy for Erika, she hopes to find somebody to fall in love and get married to, and of course Erika throws out there that Joe is single, and Tahiri's just like, and so what? She wishes him the best, that he did actually reach out to her before he proposed to Sin and told her that he was about to propose, and I was like, why? Yeah, this is, something's up with that. Why would you even call Tahiri? Especially with you guys past. What was up with that friendship? There's absolutely no reason. If I was Sin and I heard that, for the first time, I would have been pissed. Like, what the fuck you calling this bitch for if you trying to marry me? But whatever. She said she's past Joe. She's forgiven him, but she hasn't forgotten. You know, she was unhappy there. So that's why she turned down this proposal. And she, again, wishes him the best, but Joe ain't for her. Okay. In the meantime, girl, look up that prenup, like I said, and make sure you protect yourself. I said, oh, I 100% agree. Now, later on, they decide to have close friends over, Safari and Erika. You know, not all of these messy ones on the show, but they real friends. You know, people that's there for their relationship. Tahiri is there. And, you know, she and Erika's talking. You know, Tahiri brings up the prenup all loud. You know, Safari just in the next room. You know, girl, did you look into it? She says that she's tossing it around. But, you know, Tahiri's there and she's all, you know, real voluptuous titties all out. And I said, okay, Joe must be coming over. And sure enough, the doorbell rings. There's banging at the door. Who is that at the door? That is so ghetto. Banging on my door like that. It's Joe. Okay. And Joe walks in and he was like, oh, look at this. Okay, I didn't even know you guys was close. I said, neither did we. Okay, this is some shit Mona done gave us. You know, Joe gave up the, he gave up the ghost on that one. But they were like, no, we've been friends. He said, oh, okay, he must have missed that table read. You know, but Joe acted like he was surprised to see her. He said that he sees Tahiri in passing. Okay, they don't really speak often, but I was just like, oh, but I thought you called Tahiri to tell her that you was marrying Sin. Wouldn't that be a strange call to get in the middle of, you know, your life and you not thinking about Joe, but all of a sudden he calls it. I said, I'm gonna need somebody to get these storylines together. Somebody is lying some fucking where. Anyways, Erika's all on that. You guys are both single, which is actually very messy of Erika too, considering, you know, that him and Sin, you know, they got this baby. This shit is a mess. You don't really need to be encouraging him to be in another relationship when him and Sin are just so freshly broken up. But whatever, you know, and Tahiri, she's sitting there talking to him. And if any girl out there who's talked to their ex and know they look good and, you know, kind of see them in this different light, they've changed, you changed, everybody's grown and all of that, you know, Tahiri was kind of just in that, you know, in that flirty mode. But at least that's the way they had it edited on the show. Okay, the producer supposedly asked her, would she ever get back with Joe? And she said she doesn't know. But now she's saying that was the way that it was edited and that she didn't actually say that. So they're actually trying to lead the viewers to think that, you know, her and Joe might possibly try to work this out. But that was definitely not what she said. I don't know what supposedly she did say. I'm assuming she said no, but we don't know that. But the way that they were making it seem on the show, she was just like, oh yeah, we gotta hang out, you know, we gotta have a good time and, you know, get to know each other again and all of that. So it makes it seem like, you know, she's open to having some sort of something with Joe. Back to Safari and Erika. So they go to the lawyer and, you know, Safari's like, that's my baby. She always taking care of business. You know, we're making sure we get this wedding going and we gonna start looking into, you know, our futures and all of this. Okay. So when they sit down with the lawyer, he says that they want to build they dream home or look for their dream home. So we need to get that on the books. And, you know, the lawyer said, okay, we can do that. And then Erika's like, and we also need to, you know, maybe talk about a prenup. And the lawyer said, we can do that as well. You know, Safari over there looking blindsided and mad. I don't understand, but whatever. It's always funny how two people that get married, it's always one that's against the fucking prenup. I mean, they both can't, it ain't never both of them like, okay, yeah, we gonna do this. It's always a problem. And so Safari has a problem with it. He wants to talk to Erika without the lawyer there. And she was just like, well, what's the problem? And he says, well, you should have talked to me privately, which she should have done. Gave him that respect. You should have talked to me privately about it first before we came to this lawyer and get up here talking about divvying up and what we doing. We supposed to be in love. It's the same thing that you always hear. We supposed to be in love, and here you are trying to say, you know, we starting this off as a business transaction and all of this and all of that. We've all heard the story 100 times. So he's mad, and you know, Erika starts crying because she feels like, you know, she needs to protect herself, and he was just like, well, I'm in this. I'm already locked in. Okay, we about to have a baby. But you know, that tells you how immature Safari might be, or maybe how green or naive he is, because just because you have a child don't mean nothing. That shit can fall apart and you will just have a child that makes it even messier. Okay, so that doesn't necessarily lock anybody in. A child, we know enough deadbeat mothers and fathers to know that the child don't mean a thing, unfortunately. So you know, he's all mad at her, and the conversation comes up about Gabby. Okay, the producers really talk about it more than him and Erika do, and he says that it was made up. It was a made up story, even though we saw full text messages. Okay, this is the way they're gonna approach it on the show, I guess, at least for now. Maybe it'll get deeper into it, but we saw that whole thing play out in real life, and you know, it may have been built up for the show, but we not crazy now. That shit wasn't made up by the blogs. That was a full text message. You was having some sort of breakdown. And even Erika was saying that you know, was having a breakdown, and she was mad and all that, posting pictures of her throwing roses and shit all around. So, you know, it was more stuff to it, but whatever. He says that it was nothing to it, but he's mad about this prenup, and now he's telling her that he need to get a lawyer so he can come to the table with his stuff. Fine, get you a lawyer. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. All right, you guys, so that is it. 2 down, 1 to go. I'm definitely going to have to put in my time. I am definitely going to be late back to work. Oh my God. I got to get through this reunion real fast. Anyway, you guys, make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.